Maito. Wakia maito. Wakia maito. Leo ba. Waga dire. Mukia. Biro ne. Ayaro borani ba. Amen. Daro botora botagawela. Amen. Sane damo ya. Kevin. Ora bahide de boda ka. Amen. Make bazi. Awachuri dua boluri wako. Amen. Tu agere hore. Tai ki tu de kira bagi dai kere ho. Tato no. Ya dai de hore. Mai buat tai ki de. Ira du tawero hore. Pero la dimone tai. Amen. Tamaro tolio de tai da laio. Amen. Mwana ni gai toka. Bere ya kuwe muzuwa njuru nari. Ukunegera maituwe witu. Mukami wa field marshal edani Kimani wa washuri uria watongoririe njamba citu kuruira bururi uyu kuma kwi bari anyakero mwathani twakuneana maitu uyu witu ngatheno ya ruriri umuhonie mwathani ainuke gwake mucii twamwona tugakenaga mwathani twakunengera ciana ciake na tucucu twake na tucukuru mwathani twakuhoya umuhe matuku maingi tukamuonaga tugakena tukiririkana field marshal Dedan Kimani wa Shuri uria woragirwo ni bari ya Nyakero akiruira bururi uyu waku akunyanirwo ni ngati na kabatimo na komerera na tukunia mwathani nitukuririkana atimia ndigwa mau na ciana ciao mwathani twakunengera ciana icio cia mau uciguire tha ni thino na ciana ria tondu mwathani ona marikia kuhuranira wiyathi indo cia mau nicio irwo ciothe ni ngati na kamatimo na komerera na tukunia ciana ici ciaku cia mau igitigwo ikiria thina mwathani thirikana mutimia uyu wa ndigwa na atimia aria angi othe andigwa na ciana cia mau umeke wega mwathani no maiguire tha mwathani bari nayo ya Kimendero na Ndamathia aria mahinyiririe ciana ici cia mau umahutie ngoro ciao muthenya umwe magetikira gucokia migunda ya mau na ciana ciao macio mothe mwathani ni twene ugutuigua ndaneana muthamaki wa bururi uyu William Ruto moko-ini maku mwathani ni kwenda nyumba ino itu na kumiguira tha ni aiguira mutimia uyu wa ndigwa tha amurihira mbiro ya thibitari mwathani twakunengera William Ruto umutongorie ahote gutongoria bururi uyu wa Kenya twamuneana mwathani ni kwenda nyumba ino ya wikuo na mungu na mawega maria aratwika na gutwenda na gutumenyerera maundu maitu mwathani twakuneana uguteithia na macio mothe ndahoya na ndetikia thiini wa ritwa ya mwana waku Yesu Kristo mukuri witu amen.
She's been here since early January. She had many challenges. Of course, she also have old age related challenges. But we are so happy that she's well now and ready to go home. She had a bill of almost 1.3 million that has been cleared by the president, and she should be on her way back home. And these challenges are everywhere, and again our government in terms of a holistic approach to the whole of this challenge of hospital bills. You know, in our Kenya Kwanza plan, one of our pillars is universal health coverage for all. We have made changes in the National Hospital Insurance Fund with a view of introducing a scheme where every Kenyan is covered, so that such situations that we are having here today with Mukami Kimathi should not happen anywhere else in the Republic. So that is something we are working on, to come up with a medical scheme where every Kenyan can be assisted by government, and they are covered by that insurance fund, so that when they get in such challenges, the insurance scheme is able to deal with it, so that they don't have to go through this kind of a challenge. I pay tribute to the gallant men and women who took on the British. Despite the fact that the colonialists had airplanes, they had bombs, they had grenades, they had guns, they had everything. But the freedom fighters led by Dedan Kimathi Waciuri had nothing but a panga and a sheer resolve to liberate their land. We pay special tribute to them, and we are saddened that such freedom fighters who should be enjoying and living in a decent manner are stuck with medical bills. That should never have been the case. Whereas the people who oppressed them and who collaborated with the colonialists to defeat the cause of our freedom have everything, and they live in lavish style, and they own almost the whole of this country. That is a tragedy of the situation we find ourselves in. But we want to say we are again grateful to our president for his intervention, for his mercy, for his understanding, and we'll help him to unravel this matter so that the dignity of the freedom fighters and their families can be restored once and for all. Thank you. I've been sent here by President William Ruto to make an intervention on the hospitalization and inability to clear hospital bill of Mukami, the wife of the hero of our freedom struggle, Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi Waciuri, who led our gallant men and women in Aberdeen and Mount Kenya Forest to drive the British colonialists away from our land after having taken our land and our freedom. Mukami remains the symbol of our struggle and our resilience. We respect her as she's a constant reminder of the struggle for our independence. She was unable to meet her bills, and the challenge that is facing Mukami and her children is a challenge for all our freedom fighters. I want to urge all those Kenyans, the Home Guards and the collaborators who betrayed the Mau Mau cause, if God could touch their hearts for them to surrender the thousands of acres that they hold, idle land, when the real freedom fighters who fought for the freedom of this country are suffering. We request them if they could agree to surrender, even if it's half of the land that they hold, instead of the land lying idle when the freedom fighters and their children are struggling and suffering. This is a matter that we'll be discussing, and at this stage we don't want to say much. It is going to be a discreet consultation, because that was the modus operandi of the Mau Mau freedom fighters. They planned discreetly and carried out the struggle in a discreet manner. Despite having fought for our freedom, despite having sacrificed their all, they live in poverty and squalor. It is very sad. Because after the struggle, the black colonialists who came to power betrayed the Mau freedom fighters and took their land and gave it to the home guards and the collaborators, and left the freedom fighters and their families in abject poverty. As the home guards and the collaborators own tracts of huge land that are idle, where antelopes and other wild animals roam freely, our freedom fighters are buried in public cemeteries, and their children struggle without food or employment. It is very sad. I want to thank President William Ruto for his swift action to restore the dignity of Mukami Kimathi, who has been held in a hospital for failure to clear her bills. The President and I were not aware of this matter because we have been away on a working tour in Nyanza region until last night, when this matter was brought to our attention by the MP for Embakasi Central, Benjamin Gathiru. And on our return to Nairobi this afternoon, we have come here to intervene. This is just one of the many cases that face the heroes of our freedom struggle. The previous governments have not been able to address this matter conclusively. The President and I and the rest of us in government are seized of this matter, and a lot of consultations are going on to deliberate on the fate of the heroes of our freedom struggle.